Hello everybody and welcome to the Modern Rock Scene. Today, or this week, it's Rose Quartz Week. I do need to explain a definition. I'm using a colloquial mining or a rockhound term, mine run. And when I'm using this, what I mean is whatever was being mined in the mine shaft at that time would have been loaded into, say, one little ore cart and taken out that day. That is what I mean when I say mine run. I looked up the definition just out of curiosity, and mine run, I think in general speak, kind of just actually means like not remarkable in any way. It was a very, very bland kind of a term, so I just want to make sure everybody knows more or less what I'm talking about. First thing we're going to do is we're going to divide this into three parts. The first, we are going to be looking at specimens from India. Then we are going to look at Brazil today. I believe we're going to look at one from the United States today. And then the next time we do this, we'll be looking at Madagascar specimens. So here we have an Indian specimen. Unfortunately, the weather says we're going to be overcast for quite a while. So I have to do this right now. I've been setting it up for weeks. But we can make up for the lighting with the last show that we do on this. Anyhow, I'm indicating probably the best part of this rough, the biggest uninterrupted and facetable part in there. This first rough that I'm showing you, because I like to go in terms of value upward, has a certain color that is part of the rose quartz process, and it's kind of more silver gray colored than rose. I even collected one. It looks like a silver rock. It would be very hard to identify it. I didn't even get this wet. Also, I have the scale out here. Let's just take a look at this first one. It's 6 pounds, 4 ounces, 0.4. So this is a great piece of material. India is famous for incredible colors and materials. So yeah, this one is frosty looking on the outside, so we don't get a really good look at the clear in here. But I'm noticing about half the rough. I'd probably cut this part right here off, take the back off of it, because it's mostly just a snowy looking quartz. And then I would arrive at the heart of this one, which is sort of a light pink color, really nice. Let's see, continuing with India. Okay, here's another one of a light pink color. We do see a really nice facetable zone right through here. This is very gemmy, as they say. Really nice specimen. A better view. So here we have kind of a healed fault line and another. In between, we have a clear, just a crystal clear band. And there are a few of them on this side. So the faceter, who's going to be making a pretty small gem anyway, doesn't need a lot of great contiguous material to get facetable material out of a rough like this. Very nice. I'm curious, so we're putting her on the scale. That's 4 pounds, 11 ounces, 0.8. As far as the mining sites in India, too much about that. I'm always curious, and I do know actually quite a bit. However, where these specimens were mined in particular, the color is gloriously beautiful, super light pink. Really nice. Even with this light, you can see a lot of translucency, a lot of light moving through the stone. Wow, that's really excellent. Here's a little thing. I basically cut the heart out of a rough. It was a smaller rough. Then I've tumbled it somewhat, but I only tumbled it in the, I think like 30 to 60 grit. So as opposed to a mine run, what we're looking at right here is a curated collection. This is the Skyward Gems collection. Really nice piece of Indian material here. See the color. Very, very special type of quartz. Here's a big one. Why don't we weigh this first before I get it wet? 11 pounds, 11 ounces, 0.7. This one glows with light and color. What a beautiful stone. Just a light cap of snowy, whiter quartz around it. Once again, these little healed sort of fractures in there. Some of this white sometimes can be sort of blasting damage from the mining process. But big clear zones of facetable material, and that's the clearest. That's what the faceter is usually looking for. Okay, I'm gonna come into this one a little bit. Nope. This is one of those things, if you have a taste for rose quartz, you have a passion for it. Wonderful. So let's take a look at the underside of it. Some iron in the area where it grew. Just a big core of vibrant pink. Definitely a winner. That sounded funny. It just startled Frostbite a little bit there. This we would have needed full sun for. This is an Indian piece of material that's been put into a pretty standard kind of a cut. The difference is that this is asterated rose quartz. So I'll have to take it into the studio now. Oh, actually I have footage of this stuff in the sun, so you can see that. This item in particular is asterated. So some rose quartz can star, like a star ruby or a Lindy sapphire. And right now we don't have the right, I mean, can I see it asterating right now? Let me see. Yes, I can. And this one is really weird because it makes kind of like a four-pointed X star sometimes. And other times it'll just look like a little bar of light. You can see it asterating. I can't believe I'm actually getting some of that in here, but look how the star changes all over the thing. Well, that was unexpected. I didn't think we would be able to see that. So now I'm rolling it all over the face. And some of the stars develop really nice. It looks like a six-pointed. Great. Okay, that concludes the Indian material. Now we move straight to the Brazilian stuff. Talking about some huge boulders in the color. Brace yourself. 8, 9.8. It's interesting when you shade it, you get a little more of the backlighting through there. Hey, pal. There are some very special colors in rose quartz. It looks like candy or pink glass, but it really looks like candy. This is some of the stuff that kind of makes me hungry. Also, when it comes to metaphysics, I do have a thing for rose quartz as a healing stone. Some of them have really made themselves known to me, like ocean jasper is a healing stone. I have no doubt about it. A couple of others that I see that way. Beautiful. So this right here is pretty representative of the gemstone color. You find that all in here. Very facetable, glowing color. Now this one has a little bit of a variation to one of the most special colors that you can find in rose quartz. We were talking about the colors, and the last thing we are going to see today is one of the greatest variations in color, and this one, as a matter of fact, has a couple of tones of that. You can see how the light moves through it just as I sort of turn it around here. Glassy, gemmy zones in there. Two different colors, really. I had a little bit of a landslide over here with the Brazilian rose quartzes, so let me grab this one off the floor if I can. This has been such a tremendous amount of work. Everybody, I do this for you and me, of course. All right, we got a big old one right here. Wait for the scale to count down. 11, 3 ounces and 7. Big old thing. It's got a really classic look. Very deep pinks. There's a hint of the magic color in there. Excellent. Excellent rough. Some very light pink zones here. I wonder if y'all saw that in the background. Nope. A really, really evident extension of the heart of the rough right here. It's exhibiting a zone of about that big. So this, I would expect, goes all the way through the rough. Well, to under this cover. So you might want to just cut a little piece of this off right there. You still have a lot of good cappable material in it. Super beautiful. And it is glowing enough that I will accept this, because it is showing the beauty of these roughs. All right, now I've got to get... Okay, I'm going to have a landslide. I had this enormous pile of these giant roughs on a canvas chair, and they have now broken through the fabric. Scale just went off on me. 2, 1. 9 pounds, 1. Because Frostbite's right over there. Let's see what he does. Okay, 1.6. Okay, get it wet. And here's another Brazilian beauty. Look at that. Immediately, you see some very dark coloration in its heart. The color at the outside parts of it are exceptional. Here's an enormous zone. This should be a very valuable rough. It's got just a hue of that color. We can't see too much from this side, but with just a 1/4 inch cut right about here, we could get a look inside. Nice and heavy. As the Brazilian ones go, looks like we have 4 more. And I'm going to do the least dangerous one that's already fallen on the floor. And I'm going to say it's one of the most beautiful pieces. Scale's still on. 11 pounds, 2 ounces, 0.6. Big, heavy rock. Already seeing the really clear zones in here. See what that looks like when I turn it. If you can see that as well. Okay. And the underside. So you see how that lit up? See if we can get in here a little bit closer. So here you see the facetable material is shining through very translucently because we have the whatever sunlight we have coming in right through the top and coming out through these exceptionally clear parts. Then we start to see how the color grades down into a deeper color into this rough. And this here is a little bit of an unusual color. Very, very special. And I've cut my hand. 11.10.7. Oh, wow. It focused right in on that spot where you're seeing color basically coming through from the other side. And yeah, these ones are tending towards the color I will show you at the end. So a lot of these have that going on, but to a far less extent than what you're gonna see last today. Yeah, that's incredibly beautiful. Let's see where else we can find translucency like this. This is also a great indicator, just another clear patch. And you see what kind of faceting material you're dealing with right in there. The bottom. Okay, that's interesting looking. Let's see. So we have a little cut into the rough. Where we can see pretty much the color palette of this one. Very nice clarity in here and in here, pretty much throughout. Huge. Okay. All right. The scale is still on, so let's try this. 12 pounds, 7.1 ounces. And we'll start with the least impressive side, which is the snowier side. Yep, AAA plus. Yep, AAA plus. Can you see the glow? What an incredible piece of art made by nature. Isn't it fun to really take a look at these things? Kind of take our time with it. Clear. There's some healed fractures all through here, you can see. Crossways right there. But that means basically that in here you have your facetable material in between, and here obviously you have a whole lot more of it in a contiguous piece of material. Okay, so Brazil, I'm not really sure exactly where. I'm thinking like the Minas Gerais area. It could be anywhere. But they have a great reputation for this material and quartzes, and they obviously deserve it. Guys, here's the last one we're going to look at before we look at the special variety. And yes, it's our last Brazilian one. Scale stayed on, and it's the biggest. It is 13 pounds, 10 ounces, 0.9. Can you see this now with your trained eye? So right here is the key. I'm looking, this is the window into the heart. Here's another little window into the heart. Here's another. I will expect the fracture lines to continue along the planes that they're showing. Here, it looks like it is. Now, what are we talking about? It's not included, all right, but it is not clear, like facetably clear. But this layer, I would give it about 1/4 inch before you find the gold. There's that glow. As we turn it, the color, how about that? The bottom, which looks like the most mine fresh side. What do we have here? We could have issues with these fractures. They actually look very superficial because I can look under them. So now I'm not so worried, but there's such a collection of them that I would probably want to cut here, cut the plane off pretty shallow, and just shallowly explore until we arrive at the material that looks more like that. And right here, look, I can let you in on the secret. There is a place in the United States of America that produces rose quartz. And that's what we're going to look at right now. This is the elusive grapefruit colored rose quartz. I had a few more of these, but I did not locate any of them but this one. See what I am saying? This is like Texas red grapefruit. It is delicious looking. That's what I've been referring to, is in some of those other roughs I was able to see this type of depth of color. South Dakota, I definitely give the credit to South Dakota for this kind of stuff. Thank you, miners, for digging it up for us. Okay, guys, that is it. Thank you for lasting the distance. Yeah, this week is going to be tremendous. We're going to do Madagascar's next. Okay, thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one.